You see my crazy, let me move things around, open it up. All right, so this is a presentation I did a couple weeks ago that I got a lot of good feedback for. So I wanted to use this today to teach you a little bit about marketing in real estate, not specifically social media, but you'll see what it's about, but also not overwhelm you, right? And teach you a little bit about who you can delegate these tasks to. I know a lot of people coach about social media marketing, but it can be overwhelming for even, for me. For when I first started, it was quite overwhelming listening and learning about marketing and social media and advertising. So I added how to leverage a virtual assistant. So in the future, when you're ready to get, to really push your marketing, you're going to need help. Not everything can be done. And as long as you understand that you have to delegate in order to grow, that's what I wanted to show you, is how to use virtual assistants and how it works. So let's get into this right away. Here's a little bit of our agenda. So first, we're going to talk about marketing versus advertising. We're going to talk a little bit about branding, social media marketing. I want to teach you specifically about traffic. A lot of people, when they talk about social media, they don't talk about traffic, and traffic is really important for all of us to understand. Talk about a little paid advertising, retargeting, I'm sure, and I see all the big coaches, the Tom Ferries, the Jason Pantanas of the world, they're always talking about retargeting. And the one thing I hate the most is they talk about retargeting, but they don't teach you how to do it. So that may be our next class, is how to do retargeting. But I'm going to show you and give you a little overview of what retargeting is. Hiring virtual assistants, hiring and managing them. There's different types of virtual assistants, and then 3 keys to building your business, and then some closing thoughts, and we'll jump out of here. So hope to just be about an hour and we'll get started. So here is a favorite quote of mine: the secret to getting ahead is just getting started, and getting started with one thing. You don't have to do everything I'm teaching you today. Pick something you really think that you can move forward with as of January and put that on your goal board or your business plan. So here's a little bit about me for those of you who don't know who I am. I know I was on the last call doing live cold calling. I'm Jasmine Lopez. I was a nurse for 20 years prior to starting my marketing company, which I know is kind of weird. I also landed Tony Robbins, the big motivational speaker, back in 2014 when I first started my first business. I've scaled my business to 7 figures over the past 6 years specifically. We recently, in 2021, we launched Scalable, which is my other company that helps particularly agents hire virtual assistants to help them manage their business and grow their business. So we're really excited to be invited here, and I don't take it lightly to have your attention for the next hour. So here's some thoughts about marketing versus advertising. So marketing is broader. You learn to understand customers' needs and create distribution channels. You communicate with potential customers using marketing. So your Facebook, your Instagram, your YouTube, those are marketing channels. Advertising is the strategy used to deliver the message. That's where we get into paid advertising, strategically retargeting people, different types of audiences, and raising awareness about the product or service. Ultimately, you're influencing people using advertising. So you can view marketing almost like a resume. Your social media is a resume, but your advertising is really the strategy behind getting people's attention and converting them into clients. So you're not selling real estate properties. I love this quote. You're selling a dream, a future anchored by your professional know-how. So a lot of agents, what I see is they're posting closing listings, what else? Closing, open house. But guys, I was looking to buy a house before, like 2-3 years ago, and I just started working with real estate agents, and I was so appalled by I didn't know what a listing was back, when I first started. The majority of the public doesn't know what a listing is, what a closing is, what, platinum, you hit platinum, you hit gold. They don't really know that. What we're looking for as buyers and sellers are the knowledgeable agents that are going to teach us and help us and walk us along that path. So I love that quote. It starts with identifying your brand identity. It's not just, now in 2024, this is the wonderful time of year where you get to really start a clean slate. Who are you and who do you want to be known as? That's what your brand is about. It's not the color. There are some colors to it, there are some logos, creation, but it's really verbal and emotional elements that distinguish you. A strong brand reflects your values, your personality, creates recognition and trust. It shapes your consumers' perception of you. It builds loyalty and differentiates you from your competitors. So if you're following me on specifically my personal Facebook, you will see that I've built a brand behind what I do. A lot of people, a lot of agents come to me and they're like, oh my God, how's your daughter doing? How is she feeling? And they know my personal life because I share that. And the more you share, the more money you will make. And I remember a coach telling me that about 4 years ago when I wasn't sharing. And I was like, well, no, I'm just running my business. I don't want anybody to know my personal business. And he said, I guarantee the more you tell people your personal business, the more money you will make. Can I tell you, I made one post, I remember, about being a single mom, being cheated on, and I'm not afraid to talk about it, right? And that post went almost viral because I was so transparent, and agents that were following me really felt a connection to me. I was real, I was authentic. So authenticity sells. Now, you don't have to be as transparent as me because that took a long time. It took a process to get there. But successful real estate branding can't be accomplished with just a logo or a catchy motto, or you posting open house, closed, and just listings, right? So you want to become a champion of it, you're going to have to be valuable and have a strong social media presence, as well as be as authentic as possible. Now, you don't have to, I always say, don't look at what other people do, because other people will lie and they look really strong on social media, and behind the scenes, it's not what's, the deals aren't happening. So put your blinders on and do what you can possibly do. So here's an example of a mood board. And I literally found this agent just by looking, and I really liked what I saw. It is it's very, it's their brand, it's their color. So you look at their home buyer guide, it's branded. You look at their Facebook banner, it's branded. You look at I believe this is a mailer that I saw, it's branded with her name and a little bit about her. This is her Instagram posting. Her Instagram posted looks authentic. It looks real. It's her team. Yes, she has her under contract. She has the home post, but she's also using video talking about herself. And I really liked this Instagram page. And you'll see her highlights match really nicely. Her bio was done really nice, and her logo is there. Now, the only thing I don't agree with is that this is her logo instead of her personal face, because you want to always show who you are and your face and reintroduce yourself over and over and over. So here's a little bit of real estate history and marketing. Think about this. Only in 1987 did we really start this whole real estate marketing, and the first newsletter launched in real estate in only 1987. 1995, the first real estate website was created by Realtor.com. How crazy is that? 2005, Zillow launched their first online real estate database. 2007, Trulia pioneered online real estate reviews and recommendations. 2012, Facebook and Instagram emerged for social media real estate marketing. That's only a few years ago. 2017, TikTok brought real estate marketing to short video format. So literally, we're all just starting, and everybody's just starting to figure this out. So don't be afraid to just start, because everybody else is. There's another quote. If you do build a great experience, customers tell each other about that. Word of mouth is very powerful. So I love that quote. Here's a little bit about social media marketing. And the goal, right, about social media is you need to stay on top of mind. You want clients to say, man, I see you everywhere. Is that really true? No. For instance, I do about 4 to 6 Zoom calls per day with real estate agents around the country. And first question I always ask is, how did you hear about us? And every day I get different responses. Somebody says, I think I follow you on Facebook. Somebody says, I think I follow you on Instagram. Somebody's like, I believe I got an email from you that said to follow you. And that's what you want, is when people come to you to buy or sell a house, they are seeing you everywhere. But the key to seeing you everywhere is consistency. I didn't start social media marketing not even a year ago. I started 3 years ago. The first year I got 0 leads. The second year, I probably can count 10 possible agents came to me. 2023, I get at least 2 to 4 agents a day. That is the power of consistency. Don't start, you have to start now for things to come to fruition and be, 3 years later. So you're looking at starting in 2024, looking at things to start coming because of your posting and your consistency in 2025, 2026, and so on. Now you're really building a business. What is frequency illusion? So again, marketing is psychology. And I don't know if it's happened to you when you're thinking like, all right, I'm going to buy a Volkswagen. And all of a sudden you're driving and you see all these Volkswagens and you're like, what? Why am I seeing all these Volkswagens all of a sudden just because I want to buy one? Well, it's because it's the frequency of illusion. Once your mind believes or wants something, you're going to continue to see that. Now, with social media and advertising and paid ads, if you're Googling Volkswagen, now you're going to see it on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. They're going to get you everywhere. They're going to send you emails. So it's known as frequency bias. It's a cognitive bias referring to the tendency to notice something more often after noticing it for the first time, leading to the belief that it has increased frequency of occurrence when it really hasn't. So you want to create that frequency illusion. That's why people come to me and go, I see you everywhere. No, you didn't. You started to think about using my services. So now you have either went to my website and I'm retargeting you. So social media, the rule of 7, emails, you guys know the rule of 7 is really, they need to see you at minimum 7 times before they decide to work with you, or at least call you or send you a message. 7 times. So let's talk a little bit about the types of traffic or audiences. I love this one. It's really eye-opening for me when I first learned about this 6 years ago. There's 3 types of traffic: those cold traffic, warm traffic, and hot traffic. And the goal is to learn how to create content that speaks to each one of these audiences. So now you want to create content to cold traffic. Why? Because those people don't know you, like you, or trust you. They have no idea who you are yet. So you need to constantly reintroduce yourself. Just yesterday on my Instagram, they reintroduced, my team reintroduced me as the CEO of J. Lopez Enterprises. And I saw it and I said, good, this is a cold traffic post. This is for people who don't know me, like me, or trust me, have no clue who I am and what do I do and what service we provide agents. Warm traffic are people who have probably seen you, have probably seen one of your signs outside of a home. Maybe you've sent them a mailer and they've clicked to you, they've gone to your website. Maybe you're sending them emails. Maybe you've texted them. Maybe you've interacted with them. Maybe they've been a previous buyer. That's warm traffic, and creating content to warm traffic is different. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Hot traffic are people who already worked with you, have had closings, they're your previous clients, and you need to stay in front of them to stay top of mind. So there's different types of content that you will create to stay in front of everybody and drive traffic to your website or landing page. Now, another thing I would tell you is that a lot of agents who work for, who work with brokers, Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker, you get your own website with them. I believe I always suggest to look into on your goal board, have your own landing page, JasmineLopez.com, right? johnsmith.com. You want to buy your own domain, always buy it. Try to, go right now to GoDaddy and buy it. Don't let anybody else have your name if you can. And build yourself a real estate agent landing page so that you can drive traffic to it, and that traffic is owned by you. It'll never go anywhere else, and you can always retarget those people. And that happens with the Facebook pixel. You place a Facebook pixel inside of your landing page. It's a small code. And then anybody who heads to your website, you can always retarget them. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Here's some examples of content that shows or that is targeted, to cold audiences, warm audiences, and hot audiences. So you'll see the cold audience content. Now, you could think this through a little bit, right? nobody in the neighborhood where you work knows you, right? And you're thinking, man, how do I get people to know that I'm a real estate agent? I want more deals in this area. Well, guess what? Introduce yourself. Don't be like all the other agents though and send those mailers with just sold, just listed homes and the prices. Take the time to introduce yourself. Hello, neighbor. I'm Rachel Boyd, your local real estate agent. I wanted to officially introduce myself as Rachel, your local real estate agent and local resident expert here in South Bay. I represent both buyers and sellers, blah, blah, blah. My mission is, she has her mission. I believe you should also let them know I have kids in the school, or I've lived in this town, or I've been in the county for my whole life, and blah, blah, blah. So this is what a piece of content looks like that you can send to your local sphere. You can also use this as a post on your Facebook, on your Instagram. You can make a video introducing yourself, throw it on your YouTube. But cold audience content is really all about introducing yourself and doing that at least once a month. Reintroduce yourself because you're dealing with people who don't know you yet. Then let's talk about warm audience content. This content is really about taking it to the next level a little bit, keeping them engaged, right? So one of the things this real estate team is doing is they're asking their people who know them, who've been following them, to take a quiz. You can do surveys. You can even do polls in your, send them an email and say, hey, do you mind taking this survey? I'm curious to know if you'd like this, that. Ask them 5 questions. You have their emails, you have their phone numbers. They probably are following you on social media. So the content you're creating is really to create engagement with them. They are the ones who are looking at your open house postings, at your closings. They are more of an educated audience. They are following you for a reason. They have clicked on something before, they saw you somewhere, and that's how they ended up following you. And they're warm already. If you're consistently posting, and I'm not talking about posting 1 time a week, 3 times a week. I'm talking about posting 5 to 7 times a week. That's consistency on social. And then let's talk about hot audiences. What do you do with the people that you've already had that experienced you, right? You want to do customer appreciation events. And I loved this one. That's why I chose it, was wine and wags. Everybody got to bring their dog and have a wine tasting, which was pretty cool. So invite previous customers back to you. That's the goal. And using your marketing channels to invite them. If you have worked with me in the past, I'm inviting you. Even if you have, now the key is you're inviting those that have worked with you in the past, but you can also invite those that don't even know you. They may show up with their dog just to have a glass of wine. So there's a real estate agent in my community, and we have 93 homes in the community where I live. And they're asking for someone to hold the Christmas cookie exchange for us. And I knew it. I said to myself, a real estate agent better pick up this Christmas cookie exchange in my neighborhood. And sure enough, the first person who raised his hand was the real estate agent. Of course, he wants to meet everybody in the neighborhood, right? So he raised his hand and volunteered for our cookie exchange. Now he's going to get everybody, all the homeowners. Here's a slide that I made. Make the algorithm love you. So anytime you post, you want to be ultra specific. Let's say you're having coffee this morning. I don't know, I know Hasbrook Heights well, at the Boulevard, and Hasbrook Heights at that pancake house place. You want to let people know where you had breakfast this morning. I mean, you don't have to do it right away, but you can tag on Facebook having breakfast here. And what Facebook does and Instagram does when you tag your location is those that are in that local area are going to see your post, sometimes even if they don't follow you. In your stories, there's a way to post your location. So you swipe up in your stories and it says location. Always use that when you're using your stories on Instagram, because what happens is, the stories have like those little circles at the top. When you start using that location, Hasbrook Heights, let's say, you're going to look up and you're going to see a story circle that says Hasbrook Heights. You can click in there and that's everybody posting their location in Hasbrook Heights. So you want to constantly, if you have a house in Little Ferry and Little Falls and Jersey City, always tag your location in stories. So that story, if your page is open and not private, will end up inside of the highlight for that town or that city. The other thing I want to say about being ultra specific is that also the businesses locally will also possibly share if you tag them. If you tag the coffee shop, if they have an Instagram, always make sure you're tagging where you are, because you will get them to share your information, and you never know who's looking for a real estate agent. I was listening to somebody on Instagram the other day, and he's a big influencer in real estate, and he was saying that one of the strategies that they use, because of the number of people that are visiting Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, all the big Homes.com, all the big real estate websites, there's so much traffic out there that they literally cold call and just say, hey, I noticed you were on Zillow yesterday, or I noticed you were on Realtor.com yesterday. They're guessing, because that's how many people are literally going to these websites every day looking for real estate. People are investing a lot. So he said you can even use that as an excuse to be calling. And I thought that was genius. Top social media platforms by monthly active users. This was 2022. 2023, I didn't even look it up yet, because this is from a few weeks ago, but I'm sure it'll come out soon. But it always is the same. Facebook and YouTube are always neck and neck. WhatsApp, guys, if you're not using WhatsApp yet and you speak another language, so I'm Latina, for me, the agent, my particular target is agents. Are there going to be a lot of agents in WhatsApp that are my target? Probably not, right? But if I speak another language, I know that people locally that speak my language are in WhatsApp, because that's how we communicate with our families outside of the country for the most part. But I've seen users that surprised me. I'm like, what is he doing on WhatsApp? They're using their stories consistently. Post in WhatsApp. You never know who will find you using that app. So it's really, really growing, and there's a lot of cool features on WhatsApp right now. And there's a lot more coming. So Instagram is huge. Messenger is big. Using the live note at the top, letting people know, selling Hasbrook Heights today, selling Little Ferry, selling Fair Lawn. Put that up there as your live note. Let people know what you're doing every single day. I write a live note every single day. Live presentation today on social media. My ISA's made a great appointment. I'm constantly in that live note using it, letting people know what we're doing. WeChat, TikTok, all of those others, of course, are being used, but not so much as the bigger ones, which is where you want to focus. Now, the average income of a user on Facebook is $75,000 a year. I think average income of Instagram user is $35,000 a year, and the average income of a TikTok user is $12,000 a year. If you're looking for what platform you should focus on, it should be Facebook. So let's talk a little bit about some advertising and where you can do paid advertising. It doesn't have to be $1,000 a month. $2 a day, $3 a day is enough for you to just get a billboard out there. You don't need a billboard on the street that says, you know, I'm so-and-so real estate agent. And, you know, those, honestly, think about it. You're in one location on a billboard that doesn't move. You're only depending on the people that pass that billboard. And chances are you need to see somebody 7 times before they remember you. Are they going to pass that billboard 7 times and you've paid $10,000 for it? To me, it's not worth it. You really want to be specific, do Facebook ads. Facebook ads leverage their user data. If anyone is on Trulia, Realtor.com, Homes.com, they're Googling mortgage calculator, what's my credit score? And you're running a Facebook ad about real estate and selling or buying homes, they're going to see your campaign in the area that you're running that ad. So leverage that. Effectiveness of Facebook ads depends on the quality of your targeting and the content that you're using. Facebook wants you to be authentic. They don't want you to sell a house in a picture and say for sale. They want a video of you that says, hey guys, by the way, I'm walking into the house that's for sale over here on Main Street, and I'd love for you to see it. Follow me. Or this is what a $500,000 house looks like that's selling now in Hasbrook Heights. Follow me. 30 seconds with your phone, have somebody film you. That ad will do 10 times better than a regular picture ad would do. So be creative and don't think too much. Like, you don't have to get a professional crew to do Facebook ads. YouTube ads has over 2 billion users. You can leverage this massive platform locally, adding subscribers to your channel as well. Now, YouTube can be a little tricky. You're probably trying to build your YouTube channel, wondering why you're not getting subscribers. They're not giving you subscribers because they want you to pay them. So once you start paying them, you realize there's not even a way to still get subscribers when you're paying them. They want you to start paying them and then they'll start sharing your videos out there, but it takes time. And then you can't use the subscriber target as a goal on the YouTube ads until you've hit, I think, like 50 or 100 subscribers, and then they'll let you start growing your channel. But it is more expensive than Facebook ads, but it is very local. And we have a team in Colorado that we help build their YouTube channel. And what they do is they highlight all towns in their area, and they speak specifically about relocating to Denver. And so the algorithm on YouTube is picking up people who are looking to relocate to Denver. And then you have LinkedIn ads. There's more than 750 million professionals, allowing you to reach more financially stable demographic. There's another platform as an agent I would focus on. They're professionals. They're really a lot of people there on LinkedIn. I see a lot of agents posting and being consistent on LinkedIn. So that's a great platform. We don't do a lot of LinkedIn ads, but because I know LinkedIn's platform is really, they don't want those salesy campaigns, but they will take your money, so they won't perform as well. Instagram, average income 35K a year. Take advantage of the first-time home buyer. In 2022, the average age of a first-time home buyer was 36. And okay, most of the first-time home buyers probably are on Instagram in that age bracket. So you do want to be consistent and make it easy. Post on Instagram, it shares right over to Facebook. But also don't forget to use your personal Facebook, because your personal Facebook allows up to 5,000 friends, and then you can even go above that with followers. Now, that's a new change. And then here's some website traffic over time. So what happens is, as you're posting on Instagram, as you're posting on Facebook, as you're posting on your personal, you have a link on those platforms that say, book with me, or visit my website. You're driving traffic to your website over time. I wish I can show you. We just launched our new website November 28th or 27th, one of those days. The level of traffic to my website was through the roof. I've never had that much traffic. Why? Because we've built up a nice following over the past 3 years. It's taken me this long to kind of rebrand and create a nicer website for agents to enjoy and really understand what we do. And when we put it out there, we had a ton of traffic. So we're able to measure, right? But we're also able to capture everybody's IP address from their phone or their desktop. So when we turn on our campaigns, we turned them on 3 days ago. We had 3 agents book appointments in the first day of my paid ads from Facebook. That's all it takes, is drive traffic over time. So when you retarget them to ask them if they're looking to buy or sell, they're going to book appointments directly with you. But what I'm seeing is that a lot of agents, they just are either going to buy leads right away or looking for those referrals, when in fact, there's a whole nother way to build your sales pipeline. And that is build traffic over time and use your retargeting to book appointments straight on your calendar. The power of retargeting, here it is. So only 2% of website visitors actually will ask to meet with you. That's really low, right? You're giving out your business card all over the place, and nobody's really asking to meet with you unless they call you, right? They'll call you. But we're talking about websites, and the goal of a website is to convert you from a potential customer to a customer. That's really what a website is for. So website visitors, if you place your Facebook pixel on your landing page where people are coming and they're learning about you, you can later retarget them with a Facebook ad. So all you have to do is go to build your Facebook ad and say, hey, Facebook, please go to my website, and anybody who's visited me there, send them this ad. I want them to see it. You can say, hey, Facebook, anybody that's in my CRM that I have their email, please, and they have a Facebook, please show them this ad. Hey, Facebook, I want all my Facebook followers, to see my advertisement campaign. How cool is that? You usually have followers, but guess what? Only 2% of your followers on Facebook, on your business page, will see your post. You must be wondering, like, why do I post on Facebook and nobody likes it or sees it? There's like crickets there. Well, that's because you're not paying them. When you start paying Facebook, then 80% of your followers on your Facebook business page will start to see your posts. Instagram followers. Hey, Facebook, I'm putting this ad out there. Do me a favor. I want all my Instagram followers to see this ad. That's retargeting. You can retarget all of these audiences. You can even retarget video views. You know, when you put a video out, we'll put it in a campaign. When it spits back, we're working with a roofer right now, and he's been on TV. And just yesterday, I was showing him that we put his video out, and we're going to retarget his audiences based on the length of time they watched his video. So we can see the number of people that watched his video 95% of the way through, 80% of the way through, 50% of the way through, and only 30% of the way through. And those are all different audiences that we can retarget with different content. Because if you only watched my video 30% of the way through, you really didn't care what I was saying. So maybe I need to try again and retarget you with something else. Now, if you watched my video 95% of the way through, there's something I triggered in you that made you stay there and watch my video. Now I'm going to retarget you with another video to convince you to work with me. So I hope this makes sense and it's not too deep, but the retargeting can really be powerful if you do it over time and build an audience. Don't forget, you don't have to execute everything right now. Some ideas are for next month, quarter, and year, but plan for them and write them down. These are my 3 daughters, and I put them in the slide for you to see. Strategies to bring more leads. Social media, right? Diversify, be everywhere. Paid advertising. Dedicate 10% of each closing. Choose one platform to begin and start doing some lead generation. Open houses, use the emails and build a Facebook ads. Retarget them. Thanks so much for coming to my open house. Can you imagine all those emails you collected at an open house and now you're running a campaign to only the people in those who came to your open house? It's pretty powerful. They're going to see you right away and be able to follow you on your Facebook or Instagram. Cold calling, right? You could always cold call to bring more leads in. CRM management, emails, texts, newsletters, the IDX capability. These are all just put here so you can start thinking about which one of these you can start using in 2020 or start doing in 2024. Now, you must be thinking, oh my gosh, this is so much information. How am I going to get this all done? Well, don't worry about it. If if you have business, if you have some investment funds saved and you want to work with a VA, it's not hard, right? There's virtual assistants out there and they bring you value. Without a VA, you're working 60 hours a week. With one VA, you could be working 30 hours per week and delegate all the tasks I just taught you. Most of the virtual assistants that are out there looking for consistent work with agents already have that experience. They already know how to post. They already know how to do most of what I was talking about. What they don't know how to do are mostly the Facebook ads and the retargeting. That's a little bit more high level. The recipe of hiring virtual assistants. Here's a real estate agent. She's the captain of the ship. She's working 60 hours to avoid a 9-to-5 job. She's doing it all, and she's having a hard time executing new ideas and strategies. Well, meet Irish, the executive assistant, who's now doing her emails, her calendar management, her social media. She's writing up offers, and she's assisting with appointments and communication once the client's under contract. And then what's next after that? The ISA. You need cold calling, warm calling, CRM management, FSBO's expired call, follow-up, and lead nurturing. So you can start with one to handle your executive tasks and then move into having another one who's just your ISA to help bring in more business for you. Here, I put this crazy slide here to show you it's not easy to hire a VA. And I always say, please don't go to these websites where they have virtual assistants to hire. 9 times out of 10, I get agents on my calls and they're like, I need you to help me hire a virtual assistant because I got stuck with one. I've been paying on a contract for 6 months and she's been sick for 2 weeks and I'm really wasting money here. And that's what I hear from a lot of these websites that you buy virtual assistants from. So there's a process that we use that I wanted to show here. They submit their resumes, they get interviewed, essay submission, they get hired and trained, 2 weeks of training, role playing, written tests, confirm understanding, they get their first client. So this is just a process. When you have a virtual assistant, you start with a task list. What will they be doing hourly? What do you need most help with? Take 6 hours per week to train them. A virtual assistant takes at least 90 days to be up and running, where you can just be hands off and let them do their thing. It takes about 90 days. We have to invest our time to get them there. Here are some examples of what a virtual assistant can do: brand specialist, online business manager, your project manager. I put this here because literally we have 42, I think it's 42 virtual assistants inside of my company. They manage QuickBooks, my finance team, marketing team. You know, there's a lot of that can be done inside of your business with virtual assistants to help you grow. Here's Jen. She's a top performer. I have a video here that kind of shows you, if you listen in, she doesn't really have an accent. So some people are afraid to hire ISAs because of their accent. I'm not sure if you can hear the video. I don't think you can. But she's really powerful. She's one of our top performers. She's been with me over a year and a half. The key to building your business, of course, I'm sure you've heard that, are systems, processes, and people. So when you start to sit down this month to write your business plan for 2024, think about what systems you're going to add into your business. Slack, WhatsApp, Google Drive. Are you going to organize your Google Drive? What CRMs? Do you have one? If it's good enough, do you want to continue with it? If it's not, what good ones are you going to use? Does it have email, text capability, the IDX feature for searches to help you really stay in front of your customer and boost your pipeline? What dialers are you using if you have an ISA, if you have someone on the phones? Payroll, HR systems, these are all for different types of businesses, but your systems really is what's going to help you become a more efficient type of business. Then processes, right? What do the daily tasks look like? What does your daily routine look like? You get up, do you go to the gym? Do you come home? Or do you have your appointments on your calendar? Are you hitting the phones for 2 hours a day? Once you're done with the phones, what's next, right? What time do you work till? All of that is important to start to think about and throw into your business plan. And then people, who is doing what? What responsibilities do they have? Do you have reports daily, weekly, monthly? Your culture of your team, if you have one. If you don't, and your dream is to have one, you can still start thinking, dreaming about your team. Okay, and what you'll be doing for them in 2025 or quarter 3 of 2024. All right, so I am done. Here's my contact information, and I'd love to open it up to any questions. Any questions?
Don't be shy, guys. This is your chance. Ask everything.
I have a question just because I'm a new agent. I just don't know where to get my leads for cold calling. Because I've been doing a lot of in-person things. Like I've just been meeting people, getting their information, but I want to know like how it could be more proactive with cold calling.
Yeah, sure. So if you want to get a list of leads for cold calling, you can definitely, Red X is my favorite, I'll be honest, because that's what we use to book appointments. I'm not sure how much they are per month for an agent, but Ziana, I don't want you to overpay. So when you find out how much it is, email me and let me know.
Okay.
Because I have a wholesale account, so I can maybe get you a discount or something. So
okay, that's okay.
Yeah. So email me what price they gave you. That's where we honestly get our list from.
Okay. All right. I'll send you that email when I find out. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I have a question.
Sure. Hi.
Hi, how are you? My name is Rocco. I'm in a City View's office. And I wanted to ask, what are the downfalls of having a virtual assistant? You listed all the things that they're good for, but like what's something like if I was to get one, like something that I need to look out for or be aware of?
Yeah. So the biggest thing is managing them, providing them feedback, professional evaluations. Learning how to manage people is not easy, right? They're going to want their sick time. They're going to want benefits. They want consistency. So when they come to work for you, and you're just paying them hourly, but they don't see a future with you, they'll start to probably look for the next shiny object client. And you don't want that, right? Because you want them to focus on you, right? And help you build your business. And you need longevity when you have a VA. Because if you don't have longevity and they keep leaving you, you're going to waste your time training the next one and the next one, and it gets exhausting until you don't want anymore. Right? So the key when they begin is to set the expectations. I expect you to be at work, right? Monday through Friday between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. These are going to be the tasks that you're going to be doing. I want an end of day report, blah, blah, blah. But also what comes with that, because you're going to be consistent, is you're going to be on a 90-day probationary period. I'm also going to make sure that you have your birthday off and paid. So when your birthday comes, make sure you remind me, and I'm going to pay you for the day. You're going to have 2 weeks of paid time off so you can take time with your family. Because again, the more we care about them, the more they're going to care about us. And that's how I've been able to build from 1, 2 to 42 of them. Now we have 2 VAs pregnant, one due in January, one due in May. And it hit me. I need maternity leave for them. I can't just let them go have a baby and they don't have money. That's not okay with me, right? I'm a mom. I got 12 weeks paid in this country. So I gave 2 weeks pay, 2 weeks no pay. They get 1 month off. They were so happy. The one of them cried, hysterical. She was like, there's no company in America that exists that does what you do, she said to me. And that's what you want to do when you get a VA, is blow their mind, because you should see the work that this woman is doing for me after I just notified her of that. Like HR notified her, and then the next day she goes, I made you a landing page, Miss Jasmine. This landing page is going to be on my social media like by tomorrow. You're going to see it. Actually, it'll be in my Facebook group today, where you can download a copy of a business plan for agents. You guys should actually get it because it's really good. And you can fill it out with your business plan. It's like a template for 2024. But stuff like that, I didn't even think to do that. But you show them love, they give you the love back.
So at what point, I mean, at what point do you feel that somebody, and I know it's probably on a individual level, at what point would somebody need one? Like when they're just too busy and they can't handle it? It's like so they're not left in the wind, so they get a jump on it. Is there a certain factor, some type of, I don't know, some type of aspect that like somebody needs, like, oh, at this point I really need to get one?
No. So the thing that people do wrong is they wait till they're busy. That's the worst time to get a VA. Get the VA when you're not busy, because then you can build your business together strategically, right? So if you hire your VA now, it's the holidays, let's say, they start next Monday, you're going to create your business plan with them. And you have somebody to talk to, right? It also helped me when I was alone building my company. And I hired Aish. I'm like, Aish, all right, let's have a meeting. Let's talk about January 1st. What are we going to do for marketing? What are we going to do for lead generation? And then you give them tasks. Like for lead generation, I want you to go out and find out market leader, boomtown, blah, blah, blah. Research all of those. How much does it cost? Go look for reviews. Go in Facebook groups and be nosy and see what the agents are saying about each one of these, and give me a report back. I'm going to give you 1 week for this report. Get it back to me. That's how you leverage your time, because I'm sure you've been thinking like, oh, I need to start doing lead generation and buy leads from something or something. Let them do that, right? But you do that at the beginning before, right? If you have a few emails coming in, a few deals in the pipeline, maybe in the future, you need follow up, get somebody now. It'll cost you $5 an hour. That's $20 a day, 5 days a week. That's $100 a week. That's the type of VA that wants stability. They want to make that $100 a week consistently. That's $400 a month. That's a lot of money for them. And a lot of agents make a mistake and they're like, oh, I'll hire a VA from one of the websites for 2 hours a day. That VA is not going to work hard for you. They're not going to build a relationship with you.
Do you feel some of these VAs go, are they also hired with another person? Like, are you just, are they just, subjected to working with you, or like they probably, do other work too, right?
That's the key to building a relationship with them is, listen, be honest with me. If 4 hours is not enough to sustain you over the next 3 months and you need to get another job, so be it. Go ahead. I support you. But after the 3 months, when I need you for 8 hours a day, are you willing to let go of that job to work with just me?
Okay.
And then, really being open, honest, transparent communication really helps. And we have our VAs do that. They do take 2 jobs, but we always tell them, you must be clear. You work with me from 9 to 2. I don't care what you do after 2. That's your problem.
Gotcha. Thank you.
No problem. Anybody else? All right. Well, no more questions. Thank you so much for having me, and hopefully you'll see me again. I love doing these, so this was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Of course, no problem. Anytime. I'm always here.